Bartlett here. Today, I'm going to show you how to create a splash page for your third-party tools that you're adding inside of HighLevel. So if you're a member of our program, you get access to licenses to help you rebrand and resell our AI Ads Manager so you can advertise on Google, Facebook, TikTok, and all of the following. Okay. Now, each member can white label as their own brand and then add this into your high level account. Now, there are many different ways of positioning this AI ads manager, and you'll see here in the snapshot that we give you, you have basically three options. Okay, so you have the white label AI ads manager that you can resell as your own. This is powered by Play. So I am a black label reseller for Play, which means that my clients, my agencies have the ability of creating their own quote unquote Play account, but they can white label it just like you signed up for Play. Okay. So that is, you have the ability to resell that and you don't need to have high levels. So if you are a client inside of our agency, you have the ability to resell this. Now, if you signed up for a program and you're an agency and you have a high level account, you may want to resell our software inside of your high level agency. And there are different ways of positioning this. Okay. So, like when you're in the agency, maybe, and let's just open up this page, and of course, the branding is all the different and all of that, but you can easily update that. But the point is that you may want to offer maybe just the AI ads tools and then some additional high level tools, and then you may want to offer, all of the AI ads and more of the high level tools, and then all the rest of the high level tools. So you can really position this however you want to, and if you use this strategy here where you're combining your white label tools. Okay. Remember, this is your brand, this is your agency. It's not two separate things. All right. You do have the AI Ads Manager as a standalone product, but you also have your high level tools. Okay. And what we want to do is brand high level, and we want to brand our AI Ads Manager and any other tools that we decide to use. And we're going to put them inside of our high level account. And now we're not just offering our clients high level, we're offering high level plus the AI Ads Manager. Okay. And again, any other third party tools that you want. However, and that's real easy, right? They sign up through your automations, through your website. I'm sorry, bouncing all over the place. They sign up through your website, and if you're on the SaaS plan, it's going to automatically generate a location and a user, and then they're going to get access to your agency dashboard. Now, what if, and of course, with when you do that, you can, when you sign up for this, you get your client invite link, and then all they need to do to create an account is click this link. Okay. But if you're combining this into your high level dashboard, it's real easy to go ahead and add that. You would just go into, let's go into the custom menu. So you're going to go into your agency, and you're going to go into the settings, go to custom menu, create a new menu link. Let's just choose this. Let's say AI ads, and then you would paste your client invite link. And then, of course, you can show to all accounts, or you can show specific accounts that you want to use. And then, of course, you want to keep them inside the iframe. That way it doesn't open to a new window. And then you would save. And when you do that, you're going to have this embedded into your high level account. Okay. So the thing is, though, and let me just show you what that looks like here. All right. So this is what your client invite link is going to look like. So this would be embedded into your high level dashboard. They just click the AI ads, and then they're going to see this when they're a new member. Okay. Unless you decide to create this for them. Okay. Totally up to you, however you want to structure it. I'm just showing you the options. All right. So this is what they would see. And then, of course, once they've already registered, then they'll be able to sign in. Now, when the account is being registered, you have to use this big long link with the reference code there. That is how they're going to register their account. But when they go to log back in, they're only going to need this first part here that has your actual domain. Okay, so if I copy this and open up in an incognito window, you'll see the difference. It doesn't have the registration. It just has, let me refresh. It just has the login credentials here. So there's no place to register. All right. So this is what's going to protect your account from people, registering when they don't have access. They haven't purchased access for your AI ads manager. So we can create a page like this. Let's say that you don't want to include this in your SaaS plans. Maybe you want to offer this as an upgrade. You can just add a link here and then you can add the splash page and then they can register or they can log in. Okay. So you could do this with a form. And I say a form because this is going to allow you to trigger automations. It's also going to allow you to see who has actually created the account, because then you're going to want to keep track of that. When they register here using this link, their information will be registered here. Okay. So if they're canceling or their account is suspended, obviously if you have limited licenses, that's a big deal, right? You want to make sure that if their account is canceled or suspended, that you come back in here. Now, here's the thing: when they're registering here, there's no link from here to your HighLevel account. Okay. So this is why I suggest adding a form here so that you know who's actually registering. And then you can even put instructions on this page, like make sure to use your account email address. And then this is what's going to help you keep track here. Okay. You can even like add a counter here to let you know when you're running out of licenses. There's lots of things that you can do just because you have added a form here. Okay. Now, could also be an order form. So if you would rather do sort of like an upsell, like you're giving access to your HighLevel account, but when they click here, it would prompt them to go ahead and pay. And then that would be an additional subscription. Okay. So lots of ways for you to decide how you want to structure that. So let's go in and let's actually create this so that you can see how to do this. Okay, so in my demo account here, I'm going to go ahead and go to sites, and we're just going to create a funnel. You could use the website builder or the funnel builder. It doesn't really matter. Here, we're going to say like custom menu links. Okay, let's just say custom menu and create. So now I'm just going to create just I mean, it's a funnel, but it's really, I just need a page, right? It's just a page builder. All right. So I can add my new step here and let's call this AI ads because, of course, you could add, lots of different custom menus here if you have multiple tools. Okay. We're just going to say ads and create a funnel. None of this, the name and all of that doesn't really matter because this isn't going to be an external link. This is just going to be a raw link that we add in that custom menu that's never going to be accessed outside of our HighLevel account. So I'm just going to drag in that section there. And I'm going to go ahead and save this because you'll see when we go to add a row here, let's add one column because we only want one section here. And we need to add a form. All right. Now, when I add the form, it's going to ask me to select a form I already have added. But if I don't have one, I can just click here to create a new form. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a form. And then we're going to add that to our page so that we can tell them how to register or log in. Okay, so I'm at the forms now. Let's go ahead and add a new form. Let's start from scratch. And let's call this AI ads. And I don't need this. And I don't really need the phone number. And I like to use full name instead here. So I'm just deleting all those. I'm going to drag in full name, add that there. And then here, it's fine the way that it is. We definitely want to make sure that it's required. But here I'm going to add a little bit more information. And I'm going to say, let's see, enter your account email address. Okay, because we want to definitely make sure that they are using their account email address. Now, we have button here. Obviously, we want this to say something like register. Register. I think we could change the color here. Let's just change it to black, make it universal, and then we can get rid of this. Okay, so we just have basic full name, enter your account, email, and save. All right. Now, when they submit this form, remember what they're doing here is they're registering their AI account. Okay. So when they submit this form, we need to decide what we want to happen here. Do we want to send them a message and say, thank you for submitting the form? Or do we want to direct them to a URL here? Now, I actually like to change this to the URL, but I don't want to add the link here. Okay. I want to make sure that when I add the link, it's going to open up in the same window and not a new tab. And if I enter the URL here, it'll open in a new tab. So I'm going to go save. And so you'll see nothing at the form level, nothing is going to happen when it's submitted. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to go back to my funnel here. Let me refresh because this is the page I was working in. So I'm going to go back to my funnel and I want to add that form to my page here. Okay, so let's go add our column again. And we're going to add form. And then we're going to choose the AI ads form that we just created. So there we go. And then now down here, you'll see redirect from form. Okay, so I'm going to choose the website URL. Now what I want to do is I want to go into my AI ads manager and I'm going to copy this client invite link. Okay, so I'm going to go back here now and I'm going to paste that in here. And then I want to make sure that this is not toggled over. I don't want it to open in the same tab. I want it to be in a new tab. So now I'm going to go ahead and save. I'm not going to publish because I really don't need a domain connected to this page here. I'm just going to use this raw link to add to my custom menu tab. And then I don't need to connect a domain. Okay. So now the next step is what happens when they land on this page and they've already registered. They need to have a place to log in. Now they can click here. If we look at that client invite link, you'll see that there is the option down here to log in or to sign in, but I want to make this more obvious because I don't want them to continuously register accounts if they already have one. Okay. They may forget that they registered and then they may do it again. And I just want to kind of gate that. Okay. So what I want to do is I just want to add a button down here. So let's go button. Actually, instead of doing that, let's add two columns here. I'll show you how I did that before. So we'll add two columns. And here is going to be a button. Let's go. I always pass the button, but here, I don't know why I always forget you can search. So button, and let's drag that in here. And then we could also add some text. So obviously I want to delete that. And then we'll add some text here. And then let's go ahead and say already registered. And let's move this alignment over here because we want this kind of in the middle. And then we can move this button over here. So now we've got this in the middle there. And let's change this to say log in. And of course, we want to add the website URL and we're going to choose not the whole registration link. We're going to just choose our white label domain that we connected to our AI ads manager. So let's go back here now and we're just going to add that domain, not the whole invite link. Okay, just the domain. And we want it to open in the same tab, not a new one. Now, I don't like this green color, so I'm going to make this transparent. And of course, let's make that text black so we can see it. We may want to add like a border around it, so we can do that here. And then the border color, let's change that to this gray color. And I still think there's too much space here. It's too big of a button. So when you're adjusting space inside of an element, you want to use the padding. And if you want space around the element, you want to use margin. Okay. So since I want the space between login and the border to be smaller, I want to do the padding. So here, I'm just going to change this to 5. And you can see that shrunk down here. And I want to do the other side as well. So I'm going to shrink that down. So now that looks a little bit better. And if I go click here for save, and I look at this page, This is what my page would look like. Now, of course, I can add any of the other things that I want to. I can design this and make it like really nice with my brand. But the functionality, this is the functionality that you need. So you need a form. You need the form to go to your client invite link, and then of course you need a way for them to log in. Okay, so that's one way of setting all of that up. If you do set it up like that, of course, you need an automation. So let's go ahead and build an automation. We're going to just start from scratch. And the first step of this automation is going to be when they fill out that form. Okay, so let's search form, form submitted, and let's look for that specific form, which is our AI ads form. Okay, now here you can create tasks for yourself. You can send an email. You can notify team members. You can add engagement points by modifying the contact score. You can send a message to Slack. You can update notes in the profile. You can add tags. I mean, there's all these things that you now have the ability to do because you added a form before they got to the main part there. So, this is a really good strategy in a way when you are using third party tools that have a login page like that. If there's no way to integrate, like with Zapier and Webhooks and things like that, just adding that form before the client invite link will help you move those people into HighLevel so that you can track everything. Okay. Now, you may also, let's say that you just want to track the number of licenses. You don't even want to really worry about tracking all of that. You could add like a custom value, and then you could add the math function and then add one every time that's submitted to keep track of your licenses. Other than that, to track your licenses, you'll just need to come in here and manually see, like, I have 3 client accounts inside of this agency. So here's me as the agency, and here are my clients. Okay. So that's how you want to track it there. Now, let's say that you wanted to actually make it an upsell. Okay. So all you need to do is basically the same process here. So if we go into, let's see, custom menu, let's say that this, instead of a form, we wanted to create a order form. We want to create a product. So what we're going to do is go to the payments area here. We're going to go to products, and we're going to create a product that's going to be the AI ads manager. Okay. Now you could make multiple products, like maybe, in the AI ads manager, you can go to add platforms and you could say maybe if you want Facebook and Instagram, it's going to be this plan. And if you want YouTube and Google, it'll be this plan. If you want all of them, it'll be this plan. So however many plans or configurations of the tool you want to create is really totally up to you. So you're going to, let's just say for the sake of training, we're just going to add one plan. We can add the specifics there inside the plan. We can add it to any collections that we have inside of our e-commerce store. But mainly what everyone's going to do is reoccurring. And let's just say $67 because it's the most basic plan of all. And then, of course, we're going to save. Okay. So that's how you want to create your product. You can sync with Stripe as well. And then when you go to your page, now that that product is created, you can go to your custom menu page and you're going to go to products here. You want to add that product to the page. So we have AI ads. We're going to choose our price here and we could save. And then all we need to do now is, instead of a form, we're going to choose an order form. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open up the page again and edit, and we'll delete this form and then we will add an order form. But you still want to make sure that you have that login button here. Okay, so we're just going to delete this. We're going to add a new element, and we can use a 1 or 2-step checkout, but one step is good. And then, of course, you could edit this however you want to. Maybe you don't want it to say any of this. I do think when you're doing like add-ons, you want to add the company name because it'll tell you what their company is so that you can match it to the sub account. So I do like to add that there. We could do full name validation if we want to. You can show the phone number or not. And then maybe enable country picker. We don't need the shipping because we're not shipping anything. So you just want to go through and make sure that you have set all of this, whatever is relevant to your business. Okay. And then when you click save, you'll be able to grab this page and then you're just going to put it into the custom menu just like I'm going to show you here in just a second. Okay. Now, the thing that you need to be aware of if you use an order form is that you do need to, let me close this out. You do need to send it somewhere once the order has been submitted. Okay. So you either want to send them to a URL on your thank you page, or since they're purchasing this, what you could do is add your client invite link, right? So click here, and then we'll go back, and then we will add the client invite link when they submit, because remember, they're purchasing this. So when they purchase, um, we want them to immediately go here. Now, there is one thing that I do want to preface with this here, okay? I don't know, because we didn't see the option here, if it will allow us to open in the same or a new tab. Okay. So if it is opening in a new tab, we do not want that. So here's what I would say to do. I would say go to next step and then have a thank you page. So let's go here. Let's save that, of course. And then we would save. We would add a thank you page. Let's just get out of here. And here we're going to add a step, and this is going to be thank you. And we could add our path here. So we'll just say thank you as our path. So you can see this is basically a funnel inside of your SaaS dashboard. Okay, so it's really all that we're creating here. So let's say this is our thank you page. Let's go ahead and just put a big old thank you so that we remember. Let's say thank you. All right, and now we can add a button. And here, some weird gremlins going on here today. Alrighty, interesting. All right, so now here we're going to say register your account. Okay, so we can even say that on the button here. Let's make it black. And instead of button or click here to sign up, we'll say register your account. And then here we would add our link to register, and we would want to make sure that it is in the same tab. Okay, so that's why this little option right here, opening in a new tab or the same tab, this is why we needed to create this extra page. Okay. So we'll go ahead and save that. Now, in the other page here, the AI ads, now that we have that second page, the thank you page, we can go down here and you'll see next step. Of course, we could go to the next step, which it is, or we could select a step, which there's only one other here. So then when they do make that purchase, they're going to go to the thank you page, and then that thank you page will have the button where they can click and it'll open in the same tab, and they're staying within the same dashboard. Okay, so that's really an important part to note of opening in the new tab or the same tab. Okay, and then of course, if they've already made a purchase, we can just click here and then they can log in using the actual domain here. Okay. So you guys, that's some different scenarios. Hopefully that kind of clarified a lot of things and gave you some ideas of how you want to position these tools. And remember, to when you create this link here, let's just say this is my link. Now, when I open this up, and let me bring this down so that you can see it. When I open this up, this is just a raw link. Okay, so this is like app.myvision agency. This is my branded agency, the preview link, because there's no domain connected to this. So all I want to do to create a custom menu tab is I'm just going to grab that link there, and I'm going to go into my HighLevel agency account. I'm going to go to add custom menu link. I'm going to click here to choose my icon. Let's just say, for the sake of time, we'll choose that one. And let's say AI ads. And then we paste the link to our splash page, not our client invite link or any other link. We're going to create the link we want them to go to when they click that AI ads. And then we can choose, do we want this to show on the agency sidebar? Do we want it to show on the account sidebar, or all accounts? Okay, so maybe if you only want this to show to a specific account, you could just move that off and then choose the specific account you want it to show. But if you're using a splash page like that, you probably want it to show everywhere, maybe not the agency. It really doesn't matter when you choose agency or account. The difference is that when you're the agency owner and you log into your dashboard, you really only want to see the relevant things here. Like I would never access the AI Ads Manager from my agency account. I would do it from my sub account where I'm managing my business. Okay. So maybe you don't want that to be on the agency sidebar and get it all crowded up there, but maybe the account and show all accounts is what you want to do. You could even choose to open in a new tab, but remember, we really want to keep it all within our dashboard. We don't want people to be able to access anything outside of the dashboard. And then if we did have tools that needed the microphone or camera, we could choose that. However, the AI Ads Manager doesn't. So let's go ahead and just click that on there. And then when we go down to inside of this account and we scroll down, you'll see the AI ads and you'll see that this is what it would look like. Okay, so our customers would just click on that menu and then they would see, of course, you would want to design this better. I just wanted you to understand the functionality. So they would see the form where they need to check out and then they would have a place to log in. Okay, so either they're submitting a checkout form or they're submitting some type of other form. Both of those strategies are going to help you get their contact info into your HighLevel account from your client invite link. Okay. Now, if you decide to do the order form, you will have to create an automation instead of just normal form. It's going to be order form. Okay. So I would click here to go to my automations and you can choose order form. But since this is a reoccurring product, you can choose subscription and that helps you manage this better. We're going to choose global products and AI ads. Okay. So now, since I only have one product, every time that product is purchased, it's going to trigger this automation. And then here is when I can do, any of these functions that I want to add. I can add points and, I could even send a review request if I want to, notify a team member, send data to a webhook. I could add the if else conditional logic here. All of these things I could do just because we have gated that process with the form. Okay, so their data has now moved into my HighLevel account from the order form or that basic form. Okay, so thank you all again so much for joining me. And if you're interested in joining our program, you can go to myvisionagency.com and you'll be able to resell our white label AI ads manager and get access to our system and our coaching. If you want to use our brand of HighLevel, you can sign up as a client here. If you want to use your own brand of HighLevel, you can sign up as an agency here. So thank you all so much for joining me. And I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality. Bye. For joining us for today's training. If you have any questions, you can join us for open office hours starting right now at bridgetbartlett.com. It's free and open.